So ever since the Universal Tournament between 6 and 7, we know that Beerus had made a wish for Champa to restore his planet Earth again. And the fight between Goku and Hit was so great that it was televised throughout every universe. But we know that the fight was great, but the most important fight was between Vegeta and Cabba. A new Saiyan from another universe learning the Super Saiyan transformation. A student learning from his master. That's something that never gets old within anime, comics, or in the real world. But when Beerus made that wish, it also restored Champa's Dragon Balls in his Earth as well. But it also came with a problem. What if I told you there's a story out there after what happened in a Universal Tournament? Another story and a huge villain on a rise when Cabba went back to planet Sadala. We will discuss it here at J Cloud's Anime Talk. Now from the first page of this story, we see a ship that looks just like the one Frieza owns. And later on we find out that he is someone from Frieza's race. He's actually Frost's brother and his name is Bleed. And his goal is to search for Earth's Dragon Balls. And one of his comrades asked should we get Frost to assist. But after the Universal Tournament, he did not want to bring Frost and tag him along because he was disappointed in his efforts. Then we see Cabba after the Universal Tournament doing a little crime fighting. And we get to see Universe's 6th version of Goku, who is named Naijin, and he finds a Dragon Ball but doesn't know anything about it. Cabba explains to him the history of the Dragon Balls, and if you gather up all 7 of them, you can grant any wish. We also get to see Universe's 6th version of Raditz and Nappa, which is pretty cool. Cabba eventually leaves, but before leaving he tells his comrades he's heading to planet Sadala to inform the king on the issue of the Dragon Balls. But on his way there, he crossed paths with Frost's brother Bleed. With a power level so high, Cabba was actually frightened. He finally lands at planet Sadala and we see the king of planet Sadala, who is actually Universe 6 version of Vegeta. But when he got there, the king informed him with some bad news. He said Naijin and the others, when Cabba left, they were attacked. So the king gave Cabba another mission on the hurry to protect Earth. Elsewhere in Universe 7, it shows Goku and the gang are just having a little family dinner, which was quite nice until Cabba shows up out of nowhere with the Supreme Kais in his universe to inform Goku and the others that there's trouble going on. And Cabba needs more assistance because he's been beaten up pretty badly. And instantly, full of rage, Cabba transforms into a Super Saiyan because he's so upset in his defeat. But Vegeta calms Cabba down and tells him to explain everything what's going on, because Cabba was way too emotional to explain everything that had just happened, but he eventually does. Then we see a quick flashback of what actually went down with Naijin and the others when they got attacked. But one of Bleed's comrades appeared behind them, asking Naijin and the others do they know anything about the Dragon Balls, giving them a warning and threatening them if they don't speak up, he's going to kill them. But Naijin is not backing down without a fight, just like what Goku would do. But his opponent is completely unfazed by Naijin's attack, and Naijin finds out quickly that he's no match. And with a solid right hook dead in the face, one by one, they all start to fall apart, completely outclassed by their opponent and was on the brink of death. Nowhere to escape, only dying was their only option. And suddenly, Cabba shows up to the rescue to save his fallen comrades. Cabba then finds himself into a beam struggle with the enemy, and he's not letting up. And at this point, Cabba is definitely winning the beam struggle, and he eventually defeats the enemy, and his friends are saved. But they were not done yet. There were a few others who are still ready to fight Cabba and the others. But then suddenly, 2 death beams out of nowhere hit and killed the enemy, and right out of the smoke, once it cleared, Bleed was approaching, asking them the same question his soldiers were asking: show me where the Dragon Balls are or you'll die. And his goal is only for eternal life. But Cabba refuses and is ready to fight just like a Saiyan should. The story goes back to the aftermath of the current event after Cabba was done explaining to them, and Goku asks, so that's how you got banged up. Cabba also explains later on that he's the only one that survived, which means Naijin and the others all died. Vegeta then rips Cabba apart and tells him, if those bastards lay a hand on me, I'll kill them. Now let's hurry and end this together. Vegeta then tells Cabba that they can bring his friends back with the Dragon Balls, and they need to go to planet Sadala to get that Dragon Ball that Kaba left. And in a flash, Goku, Vegeta, and Kaba all went out to seek the Dragon Balls in Universe 6, while Frost's brother, Bleed, is still on his journey to find all the rest of the Dragon Balls. To be continued.
Oh, come on!
To find more stories like this, why don't you search up on Facebook Dragon Ball Fan Manga. It's a lot of interesting stuff there. And if you want to see me go over more stories like this, subscribe to the channel. It's a lot coming soon, and I will be going over part 2 when the story drops. And be sure to leave a like. I'm J Cloud. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out. League or nothing.